What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jeremy Womack Show. I am Jeremy Womack, your host, and on today's show, you see, I am by myself, and but I do have Mr. George Carson over here, behind somewhere out there,
playing with buttons,
out where dreams come true.
They do?
I was just singing his song, somewhere out there.
Well, hey, thanks.
Out where dreams come true.
And it's even a Monday, and serenade me right off the bat.
You know, it's just one of those weekends, I guess. It was a good weekend, and it actually was a really good week. You know, we had several people that were on the show. We had Mr. Aaron Christensen of Magnifico Champagne. We talked all about that and his ventures, and there was some drinking, a little bit of drinking, and people were having a fantastic time.
Joey, a lot of bit of drinking.
A lot of bit of drinking. Joey hitting back the bottle itself.
He dusted that whole thing off.
He enjoyed it.
As a matter of fact, we got the souvenir sitting here still.
It's still there, you know.
He finished off.
Why not? It should still sit there.
It's going to sit here for eternity, I think. We'll just leave it.
Along with all the other things
that it's starting to accumulate.
2004. We don't know why it's still here.
It's just here.
Yeah, and then we had, we were talking about squeezy balls and hashtagging that. And we had...
You guys hashtag squeezy balls?
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see it?
No, I'll go check it out.
You should go check it out and then share it with everybody so we can get that hashtag going, squeezy balls. We also talked to Miss Alicia Perrone and Victor James. They're from the fans of Jimmy Century. Fantastic band.
Love their music.
Really cool vibes and cool people. I couldn't ask for anything more than them to have a ton of success because... You know, I like to see good people successful. That's my thing, especially here in Las Vegas, because there's plenty of not so cool people that are successful, and you're like, how are they successful? So
yeah, how is that?
I don't know. It's just a weird thing.
You look at them and you
think that karma was actually a real thing, and it's not.
It's not. Karma's not true.
It can't be true.
If not, half these people that run things would not be in the positions they are.
That is correct. You're on point today, Mr. George Carson.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. And let's see who else. We had Glenda Rhodes and Miss Marianne Renee. Oh no, sorry, Mary Renee. She's gonna kick my butt.
You screwed it up again.
You know, I'm just so used to saying Marianne.
Well, yeah, because
I've never heard Mary Renee, so that's unique.
Yeah, not too many people. As a matter of fact, I think she's the only one I've ever heard that had it that way.
Exactly. So I apologize, Miss Mary Renee, if you're watching. I'm not intentionally doing that.
It's like when you say Amy, you're going to have the second name. You always think of Amy Jo, not Amy Lee or something like that.
Exactly. I wasn't going to go with the name Amy.
See, I'm helping you out.
Yeah, thanks. And she's the divorce party planner. So basically, if you're getting a divorce or actually have any event going on, you can give them a call. Check out their website. And also Miss Terry Palachek. She is with Get Fit with Terry and an awesome lady. She likes spinning around in chairs and saying
You know, it was kind of funny about that interview because behind the scenes, nobody would know this, but she kept telling us, I've watched some of the videos, and everybody keeps saying, I'm not doing that. And I noticed everybody's just spins in this chair. Almost the whole interview, she spun in a chair.
Yeah, I was putting my leg down like next to the chair just to keep it from moving back and forth. That didn't help. But it was a great interview.
It was a good interview.
I think that was her first time doing anything like that.
Right.
So
that's to be expected.
It's a little nerve-wracking, you know, when you haven't done it before because you're concerned. You don't know how many people are out there watching you. You know, it can be 1 to thousands, and you have to make sure that you're on your game, I guess.
It's bad enough when it's audio. I mean, people get so nervous. But now, they're sitting right here, and all they see is this thing looming down at them.
Looming.
It's looming.
Roar.
At least I'm sure that's the way they feel about it. It's just looming.
Yeah, maybe we should just not tell everybody where it's at and just say, listen, just sit here and have a conversation with me.
Maybe I'll put a wig on it and a smiley face.
Smile, you're on camera. That'll work. I don't think that will make them any more easy.
Probably not. They'll probably look at it like it's really creepy then. It'd be a creepy looming thing.
And then that's the thing that would be talked about, you see. And when people would do a show or an interview here, they would go talk. They're like, yeah, he's a really creepy guy. He's behind the mic. He doesn't talk.
Just stares
at you. And he has this camera with wig and smiley face on it. Don't go back there. So, we've already foreseen what's going to happen, so let's just not go there.
All right, we won't do that then.
Oh, and I wore this. I've been wearing it, but this is one of my cool new Imaginary Foundation shirts.
That's the blowing the smoke rings into a universe.
Good job. Well, or a galaxy. I would imagine it would be.
Galaxy, yeah.
It looks more like a galaxy.
Yeah.
But Imaginary Foundation has tons of cool shirts. I definitely recommend them. And some of the other ones I wear is like for human peoples, like my monkey shirts that like Mr. George Carson likes to make fun of.
You know, you haven't worn a monkey shirt in a little while.
It's because you tease me about it. So
Seriously?
I get
That's
conscious.
why I haven't worn my orange one, too. You know,
is that right?
Yeah, but
you,
I am
you
wearing
ought to wear that.
I'm going to wear it back
tomorrow.
in.
I don't have guests this week, so just wear it every day.
Every day, though. You know, I'm not even wash it. I'm just going to keep wearing it over and over.
That's right. I'll just plug my nose.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't worry about it. If you want to see any of those profiles for the people that I've just talked about having on the show, you can go to thejeremywomackshow.com, and there's the full profiles for them with links to all their pages. There's also an archive page up in case you missed any of the shows and you're enthralled with these people or their stories and you want to watch them. In fact, any of the shows that I've done, you can go on the site and see, because I've done, right as of today is show number 31. I bet you didn't know that, Mr. Carson.
I do now. I had no clue it was 31. That's fast.
It's 31 shows today.
Yeah.
I think, and yeah, that is...
Would you notice?
That's 6 weeks. And
I'm looking at the videos on the YouTube. I mean, we're up to almost 500 now.
Is there almost 500 videos?
Yeah, almost 500 videos.
That's
there
crazy.
already.
And 30 of them are mine. Awesome. Yeah. And it just keeps growing and growing and growing. I think that there's been, almost 8,000 live views or something like that. That I'm just taking a quick guesstimate at. But I'm sure there's a ton more. But it keeps growing, and as I've kind of talked to you about, it's just going to, I mean, it's been around for a long time, but now we're going to completely ramp up and do a ton of good stuff. It's like one of those perfect storms when everything starts coming together and working. So, and later on this week, we're going to work on a new audio and video system. Yeah,
I was working on it today.
You worked on it today?
I did make a little kind of a sneaky announcement last week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I just simply said, keep an eye out. With a picture of an eye, stuff like that. So, we're working on the new stuff, and hopefully, I was working on it today. A couple little more bugs. Yeah. Not with the system, just on where of placing it to make sure it's the right kind of look and everything.
And the interesting thing is that that there are some bugs, and we haven't been able to roll everything out as fast as we wanted to. But it's not, in my opinion, it's not anything to do with George. So George knows this stuff inside and out, and if he's having a problem with it, other people are going to have a problem with it too. So listen, just don't bother trying. Just do what you do.
Don't touch it. Trust me.
Don't touch it. Just do what you do, and be happy with that, and charge 3 times as much, and let us do this, and give a good deal on it, and then in all reality, when you know what your competition is charging, you're like, wow, we offer more service than they do
for
less. But that tells you what the potential is.
Yeah.
Because if a company can get away with charging X amount of dollars for giving this level of service, and you're giving this level of service, you can at least charge that same amount of money.
Yeah, we're giving them, what we're kind of doing, I look at it, it's like we're going out and giving them free little kind of samples in a way.
That's a good way to look at it. You're getting a little bit of free stuff, and then once it's running, then you're like, I guess you're going to have to come up with a lot more. So, and there's been people that recognize that. We have some new shows. We had Tiffany's show come on. Trainer Joe
starts today.
And I had them both on my show, and they loved it so much. I think maybe Glenda might have a show. I think that my friend April might have a show.
April, as a matter of fact, me and her are in the works of it now.
There you go. And then a friend of April's, her name is Andrea, will probably have a show too.
Yeah, and I've also got some people in just the local vicinity that are actually going to be doing it.
Right. So,
and I didn't want to blow this out of the bag quite yet, but I think I can kind of put it out there.
Okay.
All Talk Radio is actually going to be studioing and producing for other stations too now.
Really?
Yeah. Someone came over the weekend.
Cool.
Had a meeting with me. Known of me for a long time.
Sure.
But now is liking what we're doing, and they opened up their own station.
Okay.
But they have nothing to put there, no content.
So what are they, then do they just have audio?
No, they have absolutely nothing. They're relying on All Talk Radio. They're coming and buying the time to make their station go.
I don't understand what that means, and I'm sure you're probably not giving all of it.
So what they're going to do is they're going to come in here, and they're going to send their people to us.
Okay.
They're going to sit here at All Talk, do the recording, do all this stuff, and we charge them for that, and then they just take the content, put it on theirs, but it has to say at the bottom, produced and stuff by AllTalkRadio.
So they're going to do it live here,
yeah,
which is going to be then recorded, and then they're going to take the recorded stuff and put it on theirs,
yeah,
and it will say that it was recorded at AllTalk Radio Studios or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they don't have equipment, or
they don't want to. What they did was they were doing audio for the longest time, but they were doing phone call in audio, and that was it.
Okay.
But now their clients actually want to jump it up, but the person's not prepared to do that, and they needed a place. And I've known him for a long time.
Okay.
And he's like, I've seen what you've been doing. Totally impressed with this. Would like to know if I can buy. It's kind of like if you go to someone that built their own recording studio, but then they don't have their own stuff to sing with, so they come in and buy recording time.
Got it.
That's what they're going to be doing.
But then are they going to try and compete with what you're doing?
No, they can't compete with it because they got to send them to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But so their business model is different.
Yeah, their business model is they were just they were doing all audio, but they want to switch it over now. They don't have a studio, so their business model is just that they're sending them to me to do it. They just host it on their site.
Okay.
So they're just it's kind of like going to be like a YouTube sort of. Once it's done, they're just going to host it there, and there's going to be content for their site also, but being produced through AllTalkRadio.
Interesting. Obviously, you're okay with it. Otherwise, you wouldn't agree to it.
Yeah, because it's like I said, certain tags. I want them to know that AllTalk's doing it.
Will it be embedded on the video, or is it just going to be in?
It's going to be embedded on the video.
Okay, good.
If you'll notice, of the videos that go up, I actually put it up there now.
Well, that's because it's through Ustream.
No, YouTube. When it's done, it'll all still go to YouTube, and then I'm shipping it over to them, and they're going to embed it in theirs at that point.
Okay, make sure that happens.
No, I got it tagged on the top. Yeah. The AllTalk tag sits right there now.
On YouTube?
Yeah, when it goes through from the stream over, it automatically gets tagged with that the whole video then.
But what I'm trying to tell you is it's not in the video itself. It's like a layer on top of the video.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that. I figured it got recorded in there as it went up.
Yeah, so because you'll notice if it goes onto mine, it's not there.
Okay.
So
like
you have to look into to doing that.
I'll just have him probably say somewhere on his site or something, shows produced by or something like that.
Right. Have to be like that, otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be some sort of credit I'm getting through this. They got to know,
because there's competition too. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad.
Yeah, and I figure if I can start, it's kind of like just outsourcing the time that we have that's sitting here.
It's the way I would see it is because if it's going out live, they're actually taking your real estate of the station, paying for it,
right,
and then taking that and putting it on their own site.
Yeah.
So it's really no different than what any other show would be doing.
No.
Okay.
So they're just essentially just buying the airtime and then keeping that content for that show like they would, like any show that comes in here and would do, because they own their own content at that point. Use it wherever you want.
So then the difference would be, I guess,
a lot more money.
A lot more money. But in essence, it's for that time slot, since it's for their station, there might be a different host every single time.
Yeah, and see, now for us, it'll go live. For them, it won't be.
Sure.
So for them, it's just going to be content that's already done, and we slam it over.
It's not going to go live on their site.
Right. They're just wanting the recorded version to stick up.
And is it something like what I said? Is there's a different host every time, or is it the same?
It's just different shows, just a bunch of different shows that kind of.
But during that same time slot?
No, they're going to be jumping all over. They're going to be buying time up everywhere. They're essentially doing what he wants to do, kind of like I'm doing, but he don't have the stuff to do it with.
Okay.
So instead of going and building a studio, trying to figure it out, how to do this, how to do that, he knows me.
Okay.
I'm going to provide him with the content at a price, and then he just uploads it over to his site and puts it in certain spots. That'll just be up there for people to go look and download.
Now, is it going to bounce all around, or is it we want this hour, this hour, this hour, this hour, this hour?
Yeah, I got to give him a listing of all hours that I will have.
Okay.
And he will have just like a set show like it would be here,
cool.
Except for they'll be coming in here and we'll be recording it for him instead of just directly us.
Well, maybe we'll be able to go somewhere else soon then.
Yeah. Yeah, if he's ready to launch in 2 weeks, so probably in the next 3-4 weeks, I'm guessing, will be when that'll start kicking in.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah.
More stuff going on at AllTalk. Always, then that's the thing that you never really know is how things are going to turn out and what's going to just show up. And as much planning as you want to do in life, you really can't plan completely because You never know what's going to happen.
He came out of the clear blue. I haven't talked to this man almost about 12 years.
So it was before
when we very first started.
When you first started.
Yeah, first started. It's the last and apparently.
Do you have internet?
I should have. It looks pretty good over this side.
Okay.
Why, you saying you don't?
Right.
Oh, no, looks good on this side. Let's double check here just to make sure. But yeah, I knew him for quite a long time. He's actually kind of looks like kept up with me because he knew about the divorce, the kids. He knew about everything.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, keep an eye on me or something here? And
are you stalking me?
Yeah. He's like, Facebook's a great thing, isn't it? I'm like,
you find out all sorts of stuff on the Facebook. But he's just been seeing what you're doing, and why I don't know. It's not that I would say what he's attempting to do is wrong, but why wouldn't he just put the money up to get the equipment?
Well, because what we're doing and what he wants to do, he doesn't want to bother.
Okay.
Bottom line, he just said that he's 64.
There are a lot of people out there that are like that.
Yeah, he said he's 64. He ran audio for the longest time. He said now he's not looking to redoing a whole new studio.
So he's had a station as long as you have?
Yeah, actually he had his was called something Vegas, but now it's similar. His is Vegas Talk Radio.
That guy?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, you know him, right?
Well, I know what he does.
Yeah.
I don't know him personally.
Right.
But I've seen what he does, but it's only been him.
Yeah.
So now he wants to have other shows?
Yeah, he's going to, because he was doing that all through call-in form, that he would call in, talk to them, hook it up to this little recorder.
For like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Per.
But now he wants to revamp, redo, but he wants to do video, he wants to do everything. He wants to keep up with the times because I guess his site wasn't that, nobody really cared for the audio so much anymore.
I think if I was ever to give that guy any advice, it would be you need to put out more content.
Yeah, well, and this is what he's doing now.
Right. Because, I mean, I went to the site because I think Jody mentioned it on that show.
Yeah, she did, yes.
So, and then I go, oh, yeah, I remember that guy. So I went to the site and I'm like, well, this is good and all, but, and he's got great interviews.
Oh, yeah.
But they're like 15 minutes and that's it. And you're just like, well, you kind of want more. And you're just, well,
yeah,
I guess that's all there is, you know?
So him, in his own way, he thought he was going to revamp it, redo it, and started looking into it and just said, this is just too much to do.
Is he going to continue doing his own thing too? Or just have other shows?
He's just going to do other shows. I guess once in a while he's going to host his own.
Okay.
So he probably will be here for that too, to do his own show. But most of it he just wants to, well, it could be him just doing all the interviewing. I'm not exactly sure, but he did say there's other shows he wants to send too.
Okay.
So he's going to buy that time.
Now, is this a planning stage thing, or is this
yeah, I
in
mean,
the bag almost?
Yeah, well, no, it's pretty much in the bag.
Okay.
So just working out times and that. He's waiting. He saw the new site going up, and he said he's waiting to see the schedule go up so he can kind of work around that.
Okay. Well, you already know what that schedule is.
Yeah, he wants to be able to see it and work around it. Because I told him, I said, I'll get you that information as soon as possible. I said, I'm kind of a little bit busy at times.
You?
Yeah.
Busy?
Never.
Never. You're never busy, George Carson. You're always doing something, which is not work.
I know. I'm just sitting back and well, I guess it's because I'm addicted to chewing gum.
Are you addicted to chewing gum?
Yeah, I mostly just sit here and chew gum. I don't have to have, that's my entertainment. I just chew gum.
Do you pat your head at the same time?
You can do that?
I don't know. Rub your belly?
Really?
Can you try?
I don't have no gum.
I'll just try the other two by themselves.
Okay, pat my stomach and do what?
Pat your
my head and rub my stomach like that.
Look at you go!
Yeah,
he did it. You can't see it because he hides behind the camera.
That's because I can multitask. I have to be able to.
Yeah. Well, when you first started to do it, you're like, okay.
I started out, yeah.
And you're like, okay, now I get the hang of this. Got it. So check this out. So you might not know this, and you've probably seen it going up. When you look into the sky to see all the cotton candy, you probably notice the high roller observation wheel that's been going up.
And I didn't see it.
You didn't see
the one over this side, the one down, the big guy.
Yeah, it's over by it's in the LINQ project, and the LINQ project is a shopping, dining, and entertainment district. So that sits in between, and what it used to be was an old access road that you could go from the back of all the properties off of Audrey, which I think it's called the LINQ now, and then you could, if you wanted to go directly into Caesar's Palace, you could come up that road and you drive straight in there. But they're this is a great place to do some sort of shopping area.
Well, I remember back when they had the Aladdin there.
No, wrong spot.
Wrong spot?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was thinking of that area in the back behind there.
Behind the Aladdin?
Yeah, it was the Aladdin at the time.
Well, this is the Quad and Flamingo. And then Caesar's Palace is across the street. You need to get down to the Strip more.
Caesar's Palace. Let's see. Where's Caesar's Palace?
Right next to the Mirage.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking of that way. Because, I mean, maybe not that part exactly, but a little bit further down when I used to go back in there, it was just always gated off, and it was like mud and trucks. And
well, it's not that area.
Okay, it's just a little further back.
On the other side, because where you're thinking was a big open area where they built a lot of this stuff, where there were apartment complexes back there that they bought and tore down. Okay, so the wheel sits like parallel to the Strip, and then the LINQ project goes perpendicular. So you can go from the
perpendicular.
Yes, big word.
I'm not going to go nowhere with that one. I just perpendicular.
Okay. Perpendicular.
Okay. So, okay, but what does perpendicular mean? I know you just did. It's like,
time
look,
out.
idiot.
Time
Didn't
out.
you catch it the
time
first
out.
time?
So you can go. There's Brook and Bowl there that opened, and they've had some great bands there. They've got Sprinkles Cupcakes, which I think George is a big fan of.
What is Sprinkles Cupcakes?
It's out of L.A., and supposedly they're phenomenal. I haven't had one yet, but they even have this cupcake ATM where you can go.
What?
Yes, you can go and order like a screen and push a button, and then it will.
Comes out of a vending machine?
Almost, but it's like an ATM. So a door will open, and it's right there that you grab it out of there. So it's not like a typical vending machine where like it drops from something.
Well, yeah, because it would squish the icing.
It would squish the icing.
And then it would have to be pre-packaged a certain way, and it would be kind of sloppy.
Exactly. So these are freshly made. They're just, you're able to get them without having to go into the store.
Oh, so it's connected onto the store.
Correct.
Okay.
So there's a store, and then they have the ATM that's connected to the store. And I believe it is for if you do.
Wouldn't it be a CTM?
I guess it would be cupcake teller machine.
Yeah, I guess.
No, it would be an ACM, automated cupcake machine.
Yeah,
It should. Maybe it says ACM on it.
Maybe it does.
I don't know.
If not, you better go sell that I-2 to them real fast.
I should sell the idea of that. So then they have restaurants there. They've got the LINQ with the High Roller, which is basically an observation wheel. It's currently the world's tallest observation wheel by like 2.7 meters.
Exactly why I will not be going on it.
You're afraid of heights?
Oh, I'm deathly afraid of heights. I can't even. You notice our sign up here that's kind of hanging a little bit.
And is it the reason why it's hanging?
That
you won't
will
fix
not
it?
go up and fix it.
That's funny. I was wondering, my God, George, can you go fix that thing?
Because I keep looking at it thinking, I actually had somebody come down and do it for me a while back. And with the winds and all the other stuff.
Give it to me, I'll fix it.
Yeah, because I'm like deathly afraid to go up.
Do you have zip ties?
Yeah, I got a ton of them here.
I'll go fix it.
All right.
Why didn't you tell me that?
I'm deathly afraid of heights.
I just thought you were being lazy.
No. How many times I put it up there and look at it and go, wow, that really needs fixed.
It really needs fixing. So make sure that before you do have the zip ties already.
Yeah, they're right up here in the top thing.
Okay, so just give it to me, and before I leave, I'll just do
Run
it
up there real quick and zip it in.
I'll zip it in.
All right.
Zip it in. So we'll fix the sign. Anyway, so you won't be going on the observation wheel because you're afraid of heights.
Yeah, but you see, I would like to say I probably wouldn't, but I'm looking at it, and it looks like it's it almost looks like a dining area.
It is
within
big.
itself.
You can fit 40 people in each pod.
So I'm guessing maybe if I was maybe in the center of it, I might not be as...
Imagine this sized room that we're in right now probably could easily be up there.
Yeah, so it's probably even bigger than this room, maybe.
It could be. It's possible. Well, don't say that because then everyone thinks the studio is really big. They're like, oh, he's basically in a Ferris wheel thing. No, you can't fit 40 people in a Ferris wheel seat. Sorry, people. But anyway, it's enclosed. Right. It has windows all around, so you have a nice view. Air conditioned. So I mean, I guess you would.
What is the purpose besides just? Is it like for having social gatherings and just going up high?
Yeah, I mean, look at it from that perspective of like the stratosphere.
Okay.
Someone went, what's the purpose? Well, it's got a revolving restaurant up there. There's a bar up there, and then they have the rides up there. But other than that, it's just basically an observation tower.
Right.
And so think of this the same way. It's an observation wheel that, they have the London Eye in London, which sits on the river and has a nice view of London.
They have a bend, but nobody sits on it, I don't think.
No. If you're You might sit on it.
Right.
But you go around, and it's about 30 minutes for the trip.
So you go, you start at the bottom.
And now you're
you
here.
just take the one round trip, and then it stops.
Started from the bottom, now I'm here. Okay.
So you're not going to just keep going around and around like a regular Ferris wheel.
I think you get one rotation.
One rotation, right.
So the reason I even brought it up is because today is the day that it's open. And in fact, at 1 when I started my show is when it officially opened to everybody else. I know.
Happy launching. Did someone hit it with a champagne? I wonder we should get a bottle down.
They had a christening.
When did they do that? See, I'm so busy running everywhere else.
That's what I'm here for.
I know.
So if you go to vegas.travellivery.com, my site, that one's about Vegas. There's also la.travellivery.com, sf.travellivery.com, and there's also orlando.travellivery.com. If you want to know how to spell it, it's TRAVELIVERY. So there's a section for Vegas. It's all about Vegas. For those people that come to Vegas and want to know about Vegas, there's the information there. So today at 1 p.m., it started welcoming ticketed passengers. Now, a lot of people in the media and stuff got to go before that. There's some really
They didn't invite me.
They didn't invite you because they knew how busy you are.
Probably jam.
You know what? This is probably what happened. They've invited you to so many things, and you've said no.
I have.
And then they go, stop asking him because he can't go anyway.
I've been invited to a lot of things, and I just...
He'd rather go to political things.
Hey, it was on the panel.
You are on the panel. You were required to go. If you have a little name tent, you're required to go.
That's right. And I had to ask them, hey, what color? Are we going to change this cotton candy color soon or what?
What did they say?
They said, actually, no, just the flavoring.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Change the flavoring because then it'll throw people through a loop.
Yeah.
So there's some cool pictures by Denise Tercello on there. If anyone's curious, the price of the ticket is $24.95 plus applicable fees. Don't know what those fees might be.
How much is it again?
$24.95
per person.
Per person.
Any discount for midgets or children?
For you, sure.
Vertically challenged people.
No, they're just called little people.
Little people.
Yeah.
Well then, so you got. What if you call your kids little people?
Maybe they get a discount. Maybe it could be that I'm sure there's no discount when it first opens, but after a while, I'm sure there'll be local discounts and things like that. I'm assuming. Don't quote me because I'm not going to go there.
You're not them.
I'm not them. I can't say what they're going to do. You can find out more about that if you go to the LINQ.com. It's spelled LINQ, so the LINQ.com.
Oh, fancy,
all fancy. It is pretty cool. If you see some of these pictures, it's imagine it just like one street in Town Square. You've been to Town Square.
I've been to Town Square tons of times.
So there's like a fountain out front, and it's really it's designed well. It looks kind of like a walk street.
How many feet would you say that's up in the air?
The
Ferris wheel thingy.
Let's see. I'm gonna see if it says here in my post. I don't see it here. I wanted this. I forget.
It's as tall as.
It's 100 feet taller than the iconic London Eye. I know that. But
did you say it's like quarter mile high?
I wouldn't go off a mile. I would just say feet.
Okay.
So maybe 300 and something. I'm really guesstimating here.
Right.
Let's see. Let's just Google it since this is something that we'd like to know.
I'm just curious to see the height.
Well, this is what you make me do when you're curious about stuff.
Yeah. You look it up. I just sit here and chew gum and pat my head.
You chew gum, pat your head. Let's see. It is the Ferris wheel. It is. Oh, I was way off. It's 550 feet tall.
Wow. So 550 feet is equivalent to...
And it's 520 feet in diameter.
So if we were going a mile, how long's a mile? I mean...
Why are you basing it off of that? If you want to type into Google how many feet is a quarter of a mile?
Yeah.
Okay. How many feet is a quarter of a mile? Other people have asked that question too because it came right up. All right, so a quarter mile is 1,320 feet.
So it's half of that, almost.
Well, 550 feet times 2 is 1,100 feet.
Right.
So it's about half of a mile. So it's maybe it's 800.
So half of a quarter mile almost.
Yeah.
All right. So
I don't know if that mattered, but
yeah, it does, because what I'm thinking is that, these people that want to join the Mile High Club.
Oh, that's where you were going
right.
with that.
See, so I'm trying to figure.
It wouldn't be that. I don't even think the Stratosphere is not even that. Stratosphere is like 900 and something feet.
But I'm just thinking, this is the ghetto version of how you could,
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone's going to be allowed to do that in there.
You think they're going to be like recording things?
I'm sure
maybe
there's
keep an eye.
I would imagine there'd be cameras in each one because of a security reason. I mean, you're in a pod with other people. You want to make sure that you have something on camera of what's happening.
But someone rich is going to come in and rent one thing totally by themselves.
You can.
And they're going to have sex on the damn thing.
Maybe. It's possible.
It's going to happen.
I can't say that it's not going to happen. But
I will look into the future, and I will say, somewhere, sometime, someone's going to have sex on that
You're
damn
going to have
thing.
the LINQ very upset when they watch this later and go, oh, my God, he's talking about people having sex on it. Now he's ruining the whole experience for people.
But it may be a great experience for everybody.
For those people.
For those people. That may be the joy of their life.
Could be.
That could be something that they cherish for the rest of their lives.
I doubt that
we linked on the LINQ.
It could be. And it lights up, too, of different colors.
That's what I'm saying.
That's pretty cool.
Maybe it's kind of like making out in a disco.
It's kind of like, I don't know how it is inside because I haven't ridden it yet, so I don't know what the lights look like from the inside.
Right.
If you go to vegas.travellivery.com, I made a post there today. It's all about the opening of it. There are pictures there. There's also a video, kind of like a B-roll footage that the people of the LINQ shot.
And it's spelled with a Q at the end.
With a Q at the end. So it's pretty cool. Like it does say, it has 28 glass enclosed cabins. Each of them can hold 40 passengers.
Comfortably, I'm guessing.
Comfortably. I'm assuming it's not like shoulder to
you're
shoulder.
standing there just like trying to maneuver or even breathe.
I do think that it obviously would be tighter than it would be if there was 25 in there.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And 2 making out.
And at least 2.
Much more room then.
Right. Well, there probably would be a lot of making out during New Year's Eve, and I'm sure the prices of it will
skyrocket, I'm sure, for that.
Because what a cool vantage point, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody's going to want to be on that. But, they're probably going to try to time it, too, because they want to be up at the top part of it.
Right.
While the fireworks are going off.
That might be the most expensive
time,
yeah. But as each tier comes down, it might be less expensive.
Right.
Because there's a certain point, I think, if I can visualize it, that when you're on it, you can't see all of the strip because there's buildings right there.
Right.
So I would imagine either half or, a third down is where you can't see anything.
I wonder if you could buy those big suction cups.
Okay.
And right to the side of it. And then hang on and just go up and around for free.
I don't think they would allow that. Not for free. They would charge half, at least.
Because you're hanging on the outside.
Yeah, and if you fall, you have to sign a waiver that says you won't sue them. I'm surprised. This has gone fast today. This is weird. Okay, so there's it takes you about 30 minutes to get around the wheel, and you have these unparalleled views of Las Vegas. It's really a unique experience. And apparently there's a dynamic video and music that will fade away. I guess maybe there's music when you start.
Inside of the place, you have I guess video screens.
Sure. There's video screens, and I'm sure there's something going on. And as you start ascending in the wheel, they go away, so you aren't distracted by that, and you actually get the views of the valley.
I'm sure they're probably internet connected. Maybe we should work out a deal where we can put our shows right in there and look at them. We can entertain them live from here.
Maybe you could.
Yeah.
You should look into that.
Look into that.
Yes.
Like you were about to start spinning.
Go reach out to John Gray, and maybe he'll work with you on that.
John Gray says, hang on. You're in for the ride of your life.
Why are you, not that John? That's a different. What is it? What is his last name again?
I don't know.
Oh.
Got no clue.
We're not even going to mention it. And there was an official christening event that was going on at 11:30. So a lot of my friends that are in media, I saw their posts that they were going on it and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
And we were here.
Well, you were. I was in Henderson at that moment. The project actually broke ground in February of 2012. So 2 years and 1 month.
I remember seeing it go up next to the Rio down there when they were starting to put it together.
What are you talking about?
They were putting it together there by the Rio at one point in time. Yeah. They actually started assembling it there.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. That was a while back. I remember going down going, what the hell is that thing?
Right. Well, it was really cool as it was being put together because you can imagine a wheel and as they were putting each link of
like a spoke.
Well, not the spoke would be from the middle to the actual center, the edge. But so when they were putting the edge together to make the circle, you would see it. They put one and then they move it and put another and move it. So you'd see half of it or a quarter of it done, and then finally they finished it. And then they all through this whole process as they've been building it have been milestones. There's been the first pod going up, the first time it's been lit up, all these different things because it's
and I'm telling you, there's going to be the first time somebody has sex in it.
I'm sure. I'm not going to.
I wonder if it already happened. A lot of places that are being built, people go there, and just do funny things.
Funny things?
Yeah, so it could be.
They they have their comedians.
They put masks on and stuff.
Masks on, they're like, hey!
Get the girl naked and tell jokes.
Sure, and tell jokes. Too funny. It may have happened already, so it may have already been christened.
Yeah,
Who knows?
We don't know. Not for a fact.
Don't know at all. But for those that don't know, like I said, it's right across from the Caesar's Palace. It sits right between the Quad, which used to be called the Imperial Palace, and Flamingo. So, there's, if you go to the east side of the LINQ, I guess there's there's a parking lot over there, and I think there's valet over there too. So that means it's the closest to the High Roller. Or if you want to walk, some people say park over at Caesar's Palace and just walk across the street. You can do that as well. But it's really cool. I'm excited for the LINQ project. I just like new things that, when it was back in 06, I think it was 06 to 08, and there was just like that building boom was just going out here. I was really excited because when you watch the news in Las Vegas, it's all about these cool things that are happening. And the news was... And it got away from it a bit, and I understand why it did. But the news in Vegas, it wasn't like other cities. Other cities, like for instance, so when I visit Los Angeles, if I'm just happen to be watching television and have it on, it's like news story after news story after news stories about some
new
crime that happened.
Stuff coming in and stuff like that. No,
that's on the world news sometimes. But it was more of like these crimes that occurred. Oh, and in Bellflower,
Vegas
there was
started becoming quite a bit like that.
That's what I'm saying. So when the building boom kind of went away, that they didn't really have anything to report on. So that was what they report on. But now we're getting more back into
what makes us so special.
What makes us so special? So they'll talk about the things that are opening, a new store. They'll talk about the fact that Brooklyn Bowl opened, and that's really cool.
What's a Brooklyn Bowl?
It's this venue that has bowling alleys and live music, and they're just bringing in this great talent. They started in Brooklyn.
I don't know if that's a good combo.
I think if you went, you would change your mind.
Well, because the fact is, okay, suppose you're there and you're bowling. Now you're going to be drinking. Okay. They can drink there, right?
Right.
Maybe you don't like the band. Now you throw bowling balls at them instead of...
Doesn't happen.
I mean, and pins. That would hurt a lot more.
Doesn't happen.
Oh, all right.
I know that's where your mind goes.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to tell you it doesn't happen. There's a lot more civilized people out there than that. I'm sure that the one person that decided to actually have a ball and start walking towards the stage, someone would stomp him along the way.
Well, maybe they would just like kind of spin it around and throw it,
right? And just take out people, and the people would just fall like pins.
Or something like that.
I doubt that it would happen, but you never know, right? Okay. So if you go again to vegas.travelivery.com, you want to see these pictures, you want to see this video. It's a really cool video, some cool soundtrack to it.
I was just thinking about this. A lot of people said I could have done a lot of things. I could have been a lawyer. I could have been this. I could have been...
But you really wanted to be a bowler.
I could never have been a travel agent.
Why?
Because I would be saying stuff like that. They would not want to go to any of these places.
Yeah,
Sex in the thing.
You certainly don't talk things up very much.
No, I don't.
I think you're so acclimated to just blurting out stuff that you don't filter it a bit and go, well, maybe I wouldn't necessarily go on the LINQ or the High Roller, but I'm not going to go, oh my God, I'm afraid of heights. And what if someone has sex in there? It's all dirty and stuff. And
I don't think it's going to be dirty. They should keep it pretty clean.
They should keep it pretty clean.
I'm guessing it'd be nice and clean.
Yeah, you have to have a bit more of a filter when you're trying to promote something, George.
Right. Yeah. See, and that's why I'm not good at that.
I know.
I would pick out the weirdest stuff that could possibly happen there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, I'd probably good for weirdo places, like haunted houses or.
Really?
Well, yeah.
No, because wouldn't you, in a haunted house, wouldn't you try and point out, oh, that's not real.
Probably.
That's fake blood.
Yeah, I probably might.
I think you just do it to take yourself out of being afraid. You're like, oh, that's not real. Is it really? I think that's why you do.
That's possible.
You should go with us to. Do you think your boys would want to go to like Southern California and to see haunted houses, or are they not into that sort of thing?
Oh, they would crap themselves.
Let's do it then. That's part of the fun. So they freaked out. Do they trick or treat?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they get like really creeped out for like weeks on end. My one oldest son would not sleep. He would probably put toothpicks in his eyes to stay awake. And
I was afraid of the dark when I was a kid. I would make my mom leave the door cracked.
Well, he probably would be even more freaked out if, a spooky noise or something like that.
Sure.
I mean, we could do that. You can keep holding for a couple of weeks, see how it goes.
This is how much I don't believe in that. I thoroughly enjoy Halloween, and it's more for the aspect of the creativeness of the people that are putting like a haunted house together.
Right.
I really dig,
it's fun.
It's fun, but my eyes are going like this the whole time, because I'm watching to see if something's going to pop out at me.
This place is haunted.
What? You tell me that.
We've got recordings. You want to hear them?
Recordings of what? An
things
EMS meter?
Yeah, things saying. No,
really?
actually talking.
Like what? What would they say? I want to hear this.
Okay, one of them said, "Now it's not nothing major."
Why do I feel short? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because see, you were screwing around and
I didn't do nothing.
Thing
yeah, that's what happened.
Made you slide down.
I'm just looking at myself.
Actually, I asked one of our old hosts here a long time ago had passed away.
Okay.
Me and her were really good friends,
Sure.
really close for a long period of time. And we put in a little recorder and was in here talking. Leave the space open for them to say something in between so you can pick it up.
Okay.
And I said, this is what I said before I found out any of the stuff that was
Tell
going on
me the
now.
exact thing that you said.
The exact thing I said was, I lost my wife now, and something else. I can't remember exactly, but I said something about, I lost my wife. All talk's not doing so good. Are things going to get better or worse?
This was a question that you were asking the spirit.
Yeah.
You kind of sat down to do that.
Yeah, I was just sitting to do this because they're like, okay, this stuff will work. So, all right, I'll give it a shot.
All right.
So I said that. Left a blank spot after that. And I said, how much worse could this really get? Or bad could this really get? Or something like that.
Left a space.
Yeah. And we heard,
but hold on. Did you hear it as it was happening, or you listened to it later?
Just listened to it later. Could not hear it when it was going on. Seriously.
And it said,
bad. It said bad. Yeah. We actually had the recording up on the thing. Yeah.
Where is it now?
It's on YouTube. It's on the 3G team, the ghost thing and that. They still have a copy of it. Yeah. It actually said bad almost instantly. Right after I said it, it said
just
bad.
Like that.
Yeah. It just went bad.
And it only said it at that. Did it answer any other questions?
No. Just only
but
that.
See how wrong it was? It's not going bad. It's going good.
It wasn't exactly wrong at the time. Because then I ended up with some other...
you didn't ask about that. You were asked about AllTalk.
Well, I think I asked about AllTalk, relation, health. I think all that kind of stuff. And but yeah, it was just really strange because when I heard it, I was like kind of walking around going, okay, I'll do this. I did this. I did that. There were some lights that flickered, things like that. I thought, well, it could be anything.
I'm not...
But that part did mess me up a little bit, I admit.
Okay, well, I'll tell you something that just recently happened with me that I could go in that direction that you said. Okay,
right.
So I've got the two doors that you can open to get into my room, and one you can like push and have a lock on it so it doesn't open all the way. So I'm just in my room, and I shut my door at night. My roommate does the same thing, and I'm just sitting there, and I know that she's left or she's just about to leave, and I'm sitting at my desk, and I hear it's as if someone has their hand on the handle, and they're shaking it back and forth, like not lightly, like it was like.
So it was a real violent kind of shake,
like a violent thing, like trying to.
Someone was trying to really get in real quick.
Exactly, and I'm like, that's weird. So I thought maybe my roommate was like knocking on the door. So I get up, within seconds.
And nobody was there.
Walk over, I open the door. There's no one there. I'm like, okay. So I look in her room. Her cat's laying silently on the bed. I'm like, that's really weird. But then here's how I figured it happened. She left and probably shut the door, and it created a draft and made the door shake. Because here's why. I've lived in that place for 5 years.
Right.
Okay? Nothing's ever happened. Nothing.
Now, one thing. Okay.
Why
so
how soon, randomly?
How soon did she leave after that happened? Or
no, I think that she was leaving, and that's what made it happen.
So you think it's just
because I can't hear
the vacuum of
that, yeah, that's downstairs, like the door that goes from the garage.
I mean, but if it shook for a period of time, then I would say no.
I'd say it shook for 3 seconds. But then I thought maybe it was her walking by.
But thinking about it now, even if for 3 seconds, when you would close that, the pressure would cause an instant push and suck. So you would only have a whoosh, whoosh, that would have been it, not a because that's how pressure works. The pressure is going to give it the first thrust because it's encapsulating the pressure, and then it's going to release it.
Okay, so what if it pushed and then the rest of it was just shaking from that push?
Well, usually it doesn't do that.
Okay, well,
though.
I'm chalking it up to the fact that nothing's ever happened. So I'm like, okay,
maybe someone just died and said, hey, you know what? I loved when I lived there 6 years ago.
And they came back.
And it came back and said, get the hell out. Who's this freaking guy with this crazy monkey shirt on, which you probably were wearing at the time?
I could have been wearing the monkey shirt.
And
they were mad about that. But now it hasn't happened since.
I don't know.
And nothing happened before.
We've had some strange things happen in the studio. Yeah. I mean, V here, she got grabbed at one time.
You said about grabbed. You said about that.
There's just been odds and ends little things, but that's happened throughout the years here. I just, I don't know what it is, to be honest with you.
Well, that would be a good reason to move then.
Why?
I don't know if it's haunted.
Are
you freaked out about it?
I'm going to charge extra to see a ghost and stuff.
And stuff?
And stuff. I almost said, even though you are.
Didn't we already give the disclaimer
before
the show? You don't have to say stuff.
Stuff. Because I was going to say shit, and I stopped and put up on there.
Stuff.
Stuff.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, we're getting close to the end of the show. We've talked about all sorts of things today. Again, if you wanted to see any of the interviews from last week, go to thejeremywomackshow.com. If you want to learn more about the LINQ and the High Roller, you can go to vegas.travelivery.com. It's all right there. Also, the site is basically a cornucopia of all things Las Vegas. So Galactic performed at the Brooklyn Bowl, not last night but the night before, and there's a photo gallery of there. You can learn about the new Life nightclub at the SLS Las Vegas, which is not open yet, but that's their nightclub that they're going to be opening at SLS. There's a little teaser video there if you wanted to see photos of CinemaCon. With like Mark Wahlberg was there, The Rock was there.
What about Cinnabons?
No, there's no Cinnabons there. For like back in St. Patrick's Day, O'Shea's had a party. Whole bunch of stuff that you can check out on the website. It's really informative. If you want to know what the top 10 shows in Las Vegas are, top 10 nightclubs, show reviews, all that kind of stuff, the weather, you can find it all on vegas.travelivery.com. So make sure you check that out. Thanks, George, for chiming in today. I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
This week, no guests, so just hang out with me. I think maybe tomorrow we're even going to try out some new stuff with the camera and sound. So you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow.